special. Show you the size of the chickens are now and a little bit of the upgrades and what I've done so far. And I got to be, I'm being quiet so I don't disturb the chicken that's in there that much, because I haven't fully learned all aspects of chicken, and I'm trying not to be too much of a disturbance for her, so she don't get uptight and have complications. But I am. That's nice to see. I got hawks. Anyways, that's a hawk with buzzards. Yeah, that's nice. Well, anyways, I got my little update for my chickens. They're getting bigger. This is stir fry. I can't remember what the other one we called, but we called this one stir fry because it was always up to something, doing something. And then the other ones are doing good. The golden sex links. One of them was sleeping a lot. I apologize for my neighbor. He's a working man. Can't stop him. The bigger one had an issue or something going on. It has slept almost half a day, so I got kind of worried. And every time I would get it to try to eat something or whatever, it would be interesting for a few seconds and then want to sleep. Oh, and I have redneck this thing up because of pretty much working with what I got. See how my latch is. It holds on to my fence. Yeah, I had a board sitting right there, and it was falling away, and then the little baby chicks were trying to jump it, so I had to clip their wings. I upgraded their food pail or bucket or whatever you want to call it. So 15 pounds. So that helps out a whole lot. I've got their grit and their oyster shell. Put the oyster shell in like a feeder of, so they can pick at it as they want, and it will continue to fall down. So, anyways, beyond that, I get them cabbage and lettuce and everything, and I'll pick on that for a while. But I've got them some fence. I've got them an area now where they can do their own thing, and what I'd like to do is to change it up once a week at least. That way they're not mowing down all the grass. It's getting to the cold season now, and good grass is going to be hard to come by. So I'm trying not to mow it all down just yet, but I got a junk piece of ladder that I found on the side of the road. I've got 2 pallets stapled to each other with a board. Then I just took this one right here and put it up here with a screw just so it won't go nowhere. And barbecue will get up on here and do his little rooster stuff, and they'll jump on that. I think the very first time I put it out here, barbecue had jumped on it and tried to do something with it. But I got enough fence to where I'll still have their food out here. I'll still have water out here so they can get to that. Throw some lettuce out here. I got egg layer or layer mesh. I've got the fence pretty much in all of my yard for the most part, around everything. And what I'll do is I'll pick up these poles and I'll drive them back into the ground somewhere else in a different design. I got them some dirt and some leaves so they play in or scratch in. I'll take their feed and I'll sprinkle it in there. But, I even got a piece of like driftwood, but it's actually firewood that has been sitting behind the shed for God knows how long. They actually peck and eat some of that too. I don't know if it's good, but they're eating it, so I guess it's good to them, or good for them. Let's see if we can catch up with Barbecue. Barbecue likes to run away from me, because he knows I'll pick him up. That's Barbecue. And that's Karen. She's running her mouth as always. And we pretty much named that one Red now. We've changed their names except for Barbecue. Barbecue stayed Barbecue. Karen was something else. I hear you. Yeah, everybody else does too. And that's Big Mama. I really don't know what her name was now. She was one of the Orpington pair that we got, or we had 3 of them. You just making all kinds of fuss because I'm in here, aren't you? I'm talking about you. You look at me when I'm talking to you. It's so funny when he does this thing. But yeah, they'll get in there and they'll sleep during the day. Hey, I hear you now. Got a little bar that they can just jump on. But I also got him a shade. It's got cooler now, so the sun's gone down in a different direction now in the afternoon. This is going to interrupt me. I'm going to talk anyways. But this is more like a shade cloth for a garden. All this is to take a little bit of percentage of sunlight away, but not all of it. And I had this draped over the whole entrance. I had a little issue with Barbecue trying to get a hold of the young chicks a little too early. Had a little bit of bleeding episode in one of the Orpingtons. So I had to take, and during the day, they wouldn't do anything, well, he wouldn't try anything at night. I had to keep them in the coop most of the day. And then the bigger ones, Barbecue, and the older chickens out here during the day. Just to give a little separation time, and then when I got home I would come out and let them intermingle with each other. Worked out mostly, but the only other issue I had was the constant pecking order basically. That was a little, they're fine. Oh, you hush. They're fine now, but it was wearing on me. It was weeks and weeks and weeks. The baby chicks were just getting picked on, so I thought it was never going to stop. They still do to an extent, but I think the baby chicks are getting a little size on them, and they're obviously bigger than most of the bantams. So the bantams don't mess with them as much, but they still at night, if they get too close, they'll just get out of my face, peck at them and stuff. But other than that, they do their own thing. They intermingle now, as long as there's no competition for food. But there's food in there, food and water out here, food and water out in here. If I know it's going to rain, I'm not going to leave food out there. I'll just leave water out there, just because I don't want to deal with that mess. But before my video becomes an hour, I'm going to show you, see, I get a little sneak peek of who. Let you shut up. Who is laying today? Hopefully she'll lay. Quick story. We had 2 eggs. We've been usually getting 3 eggs per day from Big Mama, Kung Pao, and we think Karen. No, actually we know Karen lays. So Karen lays kind of a sizable egg. Comp house is this real small round one. Well, almost completely round. And then Big Mama will lay a almost normal size large grade A egg that you get from the grocery store. So with that being said, we missed out on one yesterday. Well, at the time of it's time for me to cut the light out and it's time for bed for them, I saw Compal, where she's at now, in the nesting box. And so I messed up and opened it up yesterday. I didn't scare her. I didn't make her jump or nothing like that. She let me know she was in there, but yeah. So I'm hoping that she's just laying the egg today. We'll give her a little while, but let me show you where she's at. So she's in her first box, and she will let you know when she's upset. She'll flare her butt up. Now, I did get behind her earlier today just to kind of see if there was anything lodged back there. Not like I stuck my finger or nothing, but just to get a visual, see if it's not dilated, whatever the case is, where it's able to pass an egg, because it goes all back to normal. But yeah, she's not happy. So if she doesn't lay it tonight or this afternoon or whatever, hopefully by lunchtime, she's in there. Usually it takes about an hour. But I gave her an hour last night, so we're gonna see if she gets lodged or whatever. I'm gonna have to research and call somebody and find out what to do. So hopefully, because Compal's a good chicken. Now Red and Karen, oh God, evil chickens. The chicks could be minding their own business, pecking on the other side of the whole daggone yard, and then that little monster there, Red, just likes to run out of nowhere. Hey, Kool-Aid, and just like start pecking at everybody. Luckily, she stopped that. But yeah, if you ever get a pile of leaves or whatever, they'll dig it out and spread it for you. But yeah, other than that, I have my fence, so I can move them around. I'm still trying to get my Premier. I'm still trying to get my Premier 1 chicken or poultry net. That way it'll be a whole lot easier. I can just pull it up. I can carry the entire band of chain link fence, because trying to move this stuff is hell on wheels. You gotta be prepared. So it only gets moved once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks. But if I could do Premier, I just about do that every day in the summertime, just to kind of get because they'll clip it all. They'll weed your grass before they eat your grass. So it's about time for me to change them up again and move everything around. That, and we'll be spreading manure. Manure turns into fertilizer. Fertilizer turns into good nutrition for the grass, greener grass, and that cycle continues. So that's all green grass. It's all good for them now. I got them all for it for about a week or two. It is slowing down because it is getting cold, so I don't know how long I'll have that, but we'll see how it goes. And I'll give you an update later on if Compal is back to normal, or if we had to do something, we'll put her down, or whatever the case. We'll let you know in the next video. Hopefully it's all good. I like Compal. But the garden that I had a pre-video of all this, but the garden did not pan out as well as I wanted it to. If you go back and watch the other videos, it was pretty much like an experimental. That's one of the piles of dirt, and that's the other pile of dirt right there. Long story short, squash got some kind of fungus or mildew on it, So it turned bad. Only got two heads or two things to squash off of it. Cucumbers we're thinking that they were planted behind everything, so they turned yellow. Even as full grown and watered like they're supposed to, they turn yellow. So we're thinking that the sunlight maybe contributed a factor in them turning green. So next time we'll do that away from everything else. And the other thing, we had tomatoes. The corn stunted, so the corn did not pan out. Corn, it did not make, it made a head of corn, but it just didn't get full grown. So that, and it may be because I made it last minute, I'm not sure. So tomatoes worked out great. It was a Marlobe, whatever you want to call it. We got, shoot, probably 30 tomatoes off those plants. So those did great. So if you want to plant the tomatoes in a tight quarter, like I did, then that would be no problem at all. Oh, I got some frogs. The back ditch is full. We got frogs doing their thing. He was doing something before I come over this way. Maybe laying eggs. I don't know how they do their thing. It's getting warm, and they always come out here when it's warm, especially when there's water in the back ditch. But yeah. Oh, real quick, I got to show you my little storage area for my feed. I've got to clean up around this. I still got to bury the line. Main thing is keeping your coop building itself closed up at night. You can do that, then that'd be awesome. Nothing really special. I got my own little corner here for my feed, my extra feeders, waterers, anything like that. Everything right now I'm using. I think I've got more grit. I've got diatomaceous earth with it, which is great. You can put it in your feed. This thing is making me sound like I'm fat. I just poured the rest of my chicken mesh in there, so I can still separate it, but that's where my grain is. I think eggshells that I've dried out and washed and crushed up, which helps out a lot. And my bedding, my nesting box straw. So that's pretty much it. So I'd say that's pretty much a wrap for right now. That's all the update I got. I got my fence, I got my coop straightened out, got upgraded my feeder. Chickens are doing well. They got a gymnasium to play on now. Compound is in there doing her thing. You got two other ones that lay. Garden was almost a total loss. But we'll try next year. I'm gonna do a lot of reading over the winter time. I'd love to get a greenhouse, even a small one, just something that I can, maybe like an 8x8 or something probably about as big as a coop, something I can control a little bit easier for us heat and cool and whatnot. But we'll see how it goes. But until then, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.